Not many people know this, but Disney used the tragic death of Sonny Bono to keep Mickey Mouse from going into the public domain, and the story just gets way crazier from there. In case you didn't know, there have been many changes to the rules and laws around copyright throughout the years, but in the 1920s, when Mickey Mouse was created, we were drafting off of the Copyright Act of 1909, which stated that a copyright would last 28 years after the date of publication, at which point the creator would have to file for an extension and then get an additional 28 years, and then the copyright would lapse permanently with no option of extension, and the content would go into the public domain. So if you're doing the math, that would mean that the very first Mickey Mouse short, Steamboat Willie, would have finally permanently lapsed in 1985, and then the rest of the Mickey Mouse short would have followed shortly after. But Mickey Mouse did not go into the public domain in 1985, so why? Well, the first reason is because of the passing of the Copyright Act of 1976, which changed the rules to say that copyright would expire for corporate copyright, such as Mickey Mouse, which was created by a company, 75 years after the date of publication, which would have made the copyright for Mickey Mouse expire in 2003. But by the mid-1990s, Disney was already working on a plan to make sure that that 2003 expiration never happened. They spent millions upon millions of dollars lobbying the government to introduce a bill to extend the copyright even further. So in 1997, 6 years before Steamboat Willie would enter the public domain, the Senate introduced Bill S-505, which sought to extend copyright even further. This time, for corporate copyrights, it was 95 years after date of publication. At the time, Sonny Bono, national celebrity and half of former singing group Sonny and Cher, was a U.S. representative to California in the House, and his whole platform he had run on was protecting artists' rights, so he loved this bill and immediately co-signed it. So the bill had some support in both the House and the Senate, but it wasn't a for sure thing. It didn't have unanimous support, and it wasn't really looking like it was necessarily going to pass. But then tragically, in January of 1998, months before the bill would go up for a vote, Sonny Bono died in a skiing accident, which devastated the world as well as his colleagues in Congress. But Disney and some senators saw it as a massive opportunity. And shortly before the bill went up for a vote, the name of S-505 was changed to the Sonny Bono Copyright Term Extension Act in tribute to the fallen champion. And this grand dramatic gesture really worked. This bill, which originally didn't have a whole lot of support behind it, was unanimously passed by the House and the Senate on October 7th of 1998, and then signed into law by then President Bill Clinton on October 27th of 1998. The copyright for Mickey Mouse was extended by another 20 years, and Disney immediately set about lobbying the government to try to get it extended even further, but as we all know, they were unsuccessful, and Steamboat Willie went into the public domain in 2024. And real quick, if you like my videos and you want to see more in-depth writing from me about movies, animation, TV, video games, so on and so forth, you can do that here.